Let's take a look at this graph and find all the important points. So let's start with the y-intercept. The y-intercept is where this y-axis meets this red graph. So in this graph, where does the y-axis meet the red graph? It hits right here. Okay, now what's that point? That point is 0, -5, right? And the y-intercept is always going to be 0, a number, always. Okay, so this is the y-intercept. Okay, let's take a look at the x-intercepts. The x-intercepts, the x-axis is here, so the x-intercepts are where this graph hits the x-axis. So that's here and here. So the one on the left is the point -5, 0. Right, this point is -5, 0. Okay, notice there's a 0 in the y. Okay, and then here, this is 1, 0. Okay, so that was the x-intercepts. Let's take a look next at the axis of symmetry. Okay, the axis of symmetry. The axis of symmetry is here. We can just see where it is, and it's a line that if I fold this, right, like if I took this and I flipped it over the line, it would land right here. Okay, because the axis of symmetry is the line where I can kind of flip the graph over and it looks the same on both sides. So what is this line? Now here's the thing, the axis of symmetry is always going to look like x equals a number. Okay, because when I write x equals a number, that gives me a vertical line, right? Like if I write x equals 2, that gives me this line where x is 2. If I write x is 0, that gives me this line right here where x is 0. Okay, so what's the x value here? It's right there. So in this case, it's x equals -2. Okay, now where is the vertex? The vertex is where the graph turns. It's right here. Notice it is on the axis of symmetry. It's always going to be on the axis of symmetry. And in this case, it's at, right? And so look, therefore, look, see this x value here? That's always going to be the x value of the vertex. And then what's the y value? It's right here. Okay, it's -9. So the vertex is -2, -9. Is it a maximum or a minimum? The vertex is a minimum if the graph is shaped like this, because that means the vertex is on the bottom. So in this case, it's a minimum. Okay, it would be a maximum if the graph was shaped like this and the vertex was sitting on top of the graph.